if you can hear it, but it is still raining outside actually. I'm back, left site, and let's recap the day. Day 4 at the Miami Open was a rainy day, kind of like the weather predicted. And I talked about on yesterday's recap, but it was a pretty rainy day today. Started the day on site pretty early doing work. I decided to just go in early. I was not actually mad at the rain. Don't tell anyone, but it let me catch up on a lot of work that had backed up. So it was a nice, quiet start to the day for me. I really wasn't expecting any tennis to happen today. The weather didn't look great. It seemed like it was going to rain all day, but the tournament just kept pushing back the start time by an hour. And this is what, unfortunately, fans can expect for a tennis tournament. Tennis is an outdoor sport. It's played in the element, unless you're sort of like a Grand Slam or it's an indoor tennis tournament. You kind of have to roll with the punches and deal with the weather. So there were actually a few fans on site, a lot more than I expected, who were hanging out. You know, there are a lot of sort of covered seated areas where you could have drinks, eat food. There are restaurants on site. So a lot of fans were doing that. They could go shopping in the tournament stores, and it just seemed like it was going to be a waiting game. I decided to spend the time to record the next full episode of Ground Pass with Nick. It was sort of perfect timing because I was waiting out the rain, didn't know if there was going to be any matches. So we decided to record. And while we were recording, all of a sudden I see these white vacuum style cleaner devices come on court. And then that's when I remembered, the Miami Open have these fast drying courts, and they have these, the only way I can describe it is like a massive vacuum cleaner, but it dries the court and they just push it around. And before you knew it, we had dry courts, the rain had stopped, and tennis was happening. So I made my way over to the grandstand. That's where I wanted to start the day, because that was where Aryna Sabalenka was playing with Paula Badosa. Again, I think if you've seen the news, you know what happened to Aryna Sabalenka. And it was a very somber match. I think it was one of those matches where I think everyone understood the assignment. They knew what was happening. And the feeling on court was a lot bigger than just the tennis. Both athletes played their best, I believe, in the under the circumstances. And Aryna Sabalenka was just too good for Paula Badosa in this situation. Both players are really close friends, so there was a great moment at the net afterwards. And I got to talk to Paula Badosa in press afterwards, and she talked about how she's feeling. You know, she's been out of the game for a long time due to injury. She had a little back injury, but it looks like she's on the mend. She said she was really excited that she was able to play tennis for 8 days straight and could still go. You know, she thought she brought a good level to this match, but Aryna had a little bit of a higher level here. So yeah, she's feeling great. She hopes to be able to play Charleston and then further on into the clay season. It's nice to see her back on court playing well. I saw her first match against Simona Halep. She played well there, and she definitely put in a great effort here. So that was the first match I saw. And then I look at, the app. The Miami Open has a great app. A lot of tournaments have their own individual apps, and they have a good one. And I looked at it to see what else was happening, only to see that Andre Rublev was down a set on court against Thomas Mahak, another Czech player. So I went over there and was able to catch the second set of that match. And unfortunately, Rublev lost that one to a phenomenal Thomas Mahak, who has been playing really, really well. Czech player. It's the second Czech player to take out Andrei Rublev at a tournament. He lost to Jiří Lehečka in Indian Wells. It seems he has a Czech problem is the easiest way to analyze that. But, big upset alert. Andrei Rublev is out of the tournament in his second round because he had a bye in the first round. I went in to, take some notes. I also got to go to Coco Gauff's press conference. She won her match in straight sets, and my one question to her was how she handled the delay. She mentioned she had been there since 9 a.m. and we were going into her interview at 7:30 p.m. So that's a long time to be on site waiting to play your match. She mentioned, she came in, she had a quick hit, and then it was just a waiting game. She did what I guess we all figured she would do, or probably every other athlete, and that was she read books, she played games, she chatted with people. It's pretty much just waiting. It seems to be, depending on who you are, thinking of Andrei Rublev, for example, did the delay affect his match from just sitting around and waiting? Because it's sort of, how do you stay mentally engaged in what you're doing today after just hanging around for so many hours? It's something to note that all the matches that were completed all ended in straight sets. So did it have to do with the fact one player or the other was a little bit more in it? But that was pretty much it for tennis for me. I had started the Jannik Sinner match, but quickly the rain came back and play was suspended. And that was pretty much it. Over the next hour or two, the tournament slowly started canceling matches and then finally called it for the day, and everyone went home. So what can we expect for tomorrow? Some more rain. We can expect some more rain. It seems like there'll be rain for the first bit of the day, but it should clear up late afternoon, and we should be good to go for the rest of the weekend. The schedule is already jam-packed for tomorrow. We'll see if they'll be able to get through the entire schedule. I doubt it, but then again, I didn't think there'd be matches today. And so far, the Miami Open has proved me just a little bit wrong. So check back in tomorrow for the recap of day 5, and we'll see how many matches we've got through. Good night.